The tourist season is about over now, but in the tiny community of North Lake, this is the time of year when things really get rolling. People come in from all over the world to stock some of the biggest game the ocean has to offer, the giant bluefin. We have a report from Geoff Hussey.
This is where the day starts, the Seabreeze Motel. At the dawn's early light, all is quiet. Just down the road, the ocean, which yesterday was churned by gale force winds. Inside, quick hands are readying the breakfast for would-be tuna champions.
Well, we came to fish and do nothing but touring.
First up, raring to go, 4 guys from Pennsylvania. The talk is fish, fish, fish.
I noticed that Tony only has 3 poles down there.
Unfortunately.
Every year for the past 5 years, Art Huber and the boys head up in a motorhome, hoping for an experience they can find nowhere else.
Yeah, we were out 20 minutes and hooked up. I thought there was nothing to this.
Oh, so you have caught a tuna?
Yeah. Well, we had him hooked on. We had him on for about an hour and a half, and he spit the hook. Bad break. A mighty fish, mighty. I was really surprised when I seen him tow the boat backwards. I thought that was the end.
I'm sure ready for a fish, that's for sure.
The restaurant is filling up now. There's concern that even though the commercial tunamen are having a bumper year, some say over 70 tuna landed, that the giant fish still haven't moved along the Gulf as far as North Lake. There's another worry too, the weather.
No problems at the end of the run either, sir?
Shirley Bennett, den mother and charter organizer, checks it out.
Well, so I can tell the guys it'll be around 10-ish, 10:30.
It's a go.
You are tied together with this thin little line, and you feel its life fighting with you.
Jo Maeder, a New York City disc jockey, is here for the first time. She, according to a publicity blurb, has a late-night voice that has inspired anonymous listeners to send her naughty lingerie. On this chilly day, she is probably inspired to wear long johns.
Fishing is a metaphor for life, especially my life. I do a lot of commercial work, voiceover work for commercials, and I'm always going out on castings. Well, they don't call them castings for nothing. You know, it's like you're casting. You're going out for the big one. Will I get the part? Will I get the fish? It's the same thing. I got this book, A Fisherman's Bible. I was up to how to play the fish. Setting the hook, dropping the rod tip, pumping, bowing to the fish, working the fish in close, landing the fish, netting and gaffing, after landing a fish.
Usually I do that.
There's so much to know. This is fascinating. It's like a science.
Do you think you could land one of those 1,200-pound fish after reading that little book?
Well, listen, people win the lottery who can't even speak English, right?
Terry Smith and his wife Diana from Honduras. They and their friends, Dr. Jack Conley and his wife Darian, retired early and share a home on a 10-acre island they own in the Caribbean. But their idyllic life is incomplete. The foursome are here because they have to come here.
This is where the big tuna runs, so we had to come up here and see for ourselves.
You do fishing down there?
Right.
And you got some big ones?
Yeah, we have marlin down there, wahoo, we have small tuna, we have blackfin and yellowfin tuna.
What's the biggest fish you've ever hooked?
Marlin.
How heavy, how big?
About 300 pounds.
Are you optimistic that perhaps this time you're going to hook into something maybe 3 times that weight?
Well, if we were, we wouldn't be here.
I think the thrill, more than anything, is the size of the fish. See, the fish we catch normally, I'd say the largest one that we've caught to eat is a 50-pound fish. So I think it's the size, the massiveness of the fish more than anything else.
It's 10:05 now. The boat crews are also anxious to get underway. Those 1,000-pound tuna are worth around $10,000 to the skippers. Japanese buyers are just waiting. Ironically, Jo Maeder, the lady with the smoky late-night voice, has drawn Midnight Lady. A dark omen, but possibly a good one. The contingent from Honduras has been assigned best of luck. Captain Walter Bruce is philosophic about the exercise.
Just take what we get. That's all you can do when you're fishing.
9:31. The poles go up port and starboard. There are about 900 yards of 130-pound test on each reel. The line will snap at around 120. The drag on the reel is set very light. This method of fishing the giant tuna may be romantic. Practical, it isn't. The daisy chain mackerel goes out to starboard. We're fishing deep to port. 80% of all hooked tuna grab at the surface lure, which simulates a school of mackerel. Terry Smith tries out the fighting chair. They have agreed that each male member will take hourly turns standing by for a strike. Women on board seem satisfied with this arrangement. The time drifts by. There's a swell on the water. We're 8 miles out. The early excitement and keen sense of anticipation has abated somewhat. It's 2 p.m. We're steaming westwards about 9 miles out. There's no sign of any tuna. This group is patient but getting a little restless. 2:30. We're into heavier seas now. There's a nip in the air and a sip on the deck. The beer is out. 3:20. Still nothing. Skipper Walter Bruce.
Most of the charters we get are experienced fishermen. They know these fish are hard to get. They know there's not many of them around, these over 1,000-pounders, and they're willing to wait the time to catch them. Basically, I think 99% of your charters are fishermen that want a fish over 1,000 pounds.
Jack Conley, who made his pile in plastic surgery and Texas real estate, has been through this countless times.
No hits yet. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's fishing, particularly when you're fishing for a big game fish. You will either get one or none, and they come and all the action happens just in a matter of seconds.
Are you prepared to keep fishing here for, say, several more days with the same results and still be reasonably happy about it?
Oh, sure. We came this far to fish, and that's what we're going to do here.
Oh, I'm disappointed. I had hoped to catch one, but, since they haven't caught any this season, I'm not surprised. But we thought, coming as far as we've come, we would have brought this area some luck, but maybe tomorrow.
I sense a lot of women have this passion because their husbands have it. Is that the case with you?
I'd say that's basically true. I do enjoy being out in the water, but mainly I'm here because he likes to do it.
Okay. How long are you prepared to stick around to catch a big one?
You mean how many days? Oh, I think 3 is about my limit. His limit for shopping is about 3.
5 o'clock. The group agree to call it quits. They'll sightsee tomorrow and try again the following day. Suddenly,
there was a dozen up and there was one up before that before we got here.
8 miles to the west, there's been a sighting.
This is the same fish that we were seeing in the center here a while ago.
We steam at full speed to the spot, where we are joined by 8 or 10 other charter boats. The bait goes out again. All eyes are watching for the tuna to break the surface.
Gotta look for these babies.
Then,
There you go. Got him. I got him.
cameraman Mac Pratt is exultant.
How far out? About 75 yards. Right there.
And again 4 minutes later. The other boats move in ever closer. We zigzag back and forth under now darkening skies. White caps are breaking, confusing the spotters. "6:30. With the going down of the sun, we make for port at speed. None of the boats that set out this day from the tuna capital of the world have hooked a fish. But our party, the Smiths, the Conleys, and the Carmichaels, and true fishermen the world over understand the basic law of the hunt. It's chance. That's why they call it fishing instead of catching. For Compass, I'm Geoff Hussey in North Lake.
A special word of thanks to Captain Walter Bruce for his cooperation and help in preparing that report.